Good morning. We're talking with Tom Moore today from Semmes Company Builders. He's a partner and contractor in the construction business. They're the green builders on the Central Coast. How you doing, Tom?
I'm doing great today. How you doing, Rich?
Great. Well, let's go see what you got going on here.
Okay, what we got here is we're in Santa Margarita, California, and we have about a 500 square foot addition going on to this this old house right here. It's kind of up on a raised foundation. We're trying to build everything where it matches what we have for the house that is existing. We've got details like 1x4 on the overhang, special fascia details, and all that, just to make it look like this house. And we're hoping it will look like a newer version of this by the time we're done.
That's great. And how long does it take to plan a project like this?
For us, planning on these takes quite a while, sometimes up to a year, depending upon whether it's an addition or a custom home. We've got homes we're working on right now that we aren't going to build for 2 years right now.
And how did you get started in the construction business?
I started off, I was raised on a horse ranch, and I had to build fences and fix barns and things like that all the time. And it was just kind of naturally, when I got older, it was easier for me to get into the construction business.
And was your construction your first job out of high school?
No, I was an LA County lifeguard for a while, and then I decided, well, this really isn't my bag. What I'm going to do is I'll go, and I moved, and the job I found happened to be in construction, which is what I had experience in.
And did you start in carpentry or some other trade?
No, you usually start by digging ditches or labor. Back in the old days before we had nail guns, you'd hand nail everything, and they'd stick the beginners up doing that. That's what I would do.
And what are the skills or traits that you would think somebody would have to be interested in this type of work or do well in this type of work?
Well, for one thing, you got to be willing to work hard. For another thing, you got to know your math. That kind of comes as a natural thing with it. And to progress in it, you really got to be able to deal with people.
Many trades are like that.
Yeah,
And if I wanted to get started in the construction industry, building trades, how would I get started?
Well, there are several ways to do it. Most people get started, they either know somebody who's involved in it, or they will go to a construction company or even walk onto a job site and ask if they need any help. You got to be willing to use a shovel to get started, but hey.
And at what time would you say, what age would you say that'd be appropriate to do that?
I think it's with construction moving around, normally it's some people start at 16, 18, depending upon how old they are. Or a lot of times what happens is like their fathers will be in it, and those are the guys who start young. But you can almost be any age. Some guys start into their 20s, 30s. We hire college graduates quite often.
Are there classes in high school that I might concentrate in if I wanted to get into the building trades?
Mainly, I would say the woodworking stuff, just so you're getting familiar with tools and the like, basically. And like I said, it's always good to know math, and if you really want to progress in it, you got to be able to deal with people. So English is also something you need to know. English. We'll cut that part out probably.
And what's your most memorable experience being a contractor or a carpenter?
I'd have to spread it out over quite a bit of time, but it's the people that I work with, the people I get to know that I'm building for, and it's just been it's always memorable. I make some of my best friends. Some of the best friends are people I built homes for.
That's excellent. It really sounds like you enjoy your job. And of course, your office here is a pretty nice place to work in.
Yeah, you get lucky. I mean, we're outside all the time. I've worked in some of the most beautiful locations in the world. And you can travel the world and work doing construction.
So just take your tool bag with you and hit the road.
Yeah, or just take your knowledge with you, and sometimes you can find what you got to do.
And what's the best advice? What kind of kernel of knowledge can you pass on to any young people that want to head in the same direction you did?
You have to really do something and want to do it and be ambitious at it. You have to be interested in it. You have to work hard, and I think that probably works in just about anything you go into.
Love your work.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Tom, and appreciate you taking the time to talk to us about being a carpenter and or contractor in the building trades. We'll talk to you later.
You're quite welcome.
Get to work.
Okay.